G'day, Teeth here from pickandlessons.com. We Three Kings of Orient are. This is a great Christmas carol. In this guitar lesson, we're going to take a look at a fingerstyle arrangement. We have 3 verse variations and 2 chorus variations, all of varying levels. In a moment, we're going to take a look at a nice beginner version of the melody in a fingerstyle. But if you head to pickandlessons.com, you better grab yourself a copy of the tablature that we're working from, and all the follow-up lessons will be there in the members section as well to break down the rest of the tune. Okay, let's have a look at this basic version of the melody. Very easy to play, and then we'll have a bit of a chat about how we can go about it. 1 and 2 and Okay, so firstly, we're in the key of A minor, and this variation of the melody basically is the melody with a root note from the chord attached to that particular part of the melody. For example, the first A minor measure, we're going to pick out the low A string while the melody is played. And so basically this variation is that. Minimal support from the accompaniment of the chords with our root note of the chord while the melody is being played. So for the first measure we have the A minor. Second measure is an E7, so we've got the E bass note with our melody back to that A minor. So as we move through, our root notes will follow those chord changes in the music. And the melody is really straightforward. So we're in 6/8 time, so 1 and 2 and so that's something to be mindful of. But again, just listen to the melody, and that's really going to help. Listen to the rhythm. In terms of technique, in the right hand, our thumb plays the bass notes, and for this particular melody structure, your fingers, what I'd suggest you do is alternate between 2 fingers. So it could be the index and the middle, and so we basically going for the first measure, something like middle, index, middle, index. If you wish, you could use the next 2 fingers and alternate those as well. So if you're alternating those fingers, it's a bit of a better strategy than just using 1 finger. So if you were just to use the 1 finger, for example, it would still work, but we're not developing our technique, and you might find that you're quite busy with that finger as well. So I would suggest to alternate 2 fingers, so just back and forth. Doesn't matter which one you start on. It may be logical to start on a particular finger at a certain time, but basically just alternating as you go. And our thumb, of course, on those bass notes. So as we move through, there's nothing too challenging. Watch some of the rhythm in the first measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice and straightforward. Quarter to eighths, quarter to eighths. In the second measure, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have the dotted 8th into the 16th note. That one, da, 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 da. That rhythm there we need to keep an eye on. Otherwise the rhythm's pretty straightforward as we move on through. Remembering 6/8 time is 2 dotted quarter note pulses, but separated into 6/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's how we feel 6/8. Okay, so the melody here is pretty straightforward. It's a nice basic version, very pretty, but very straightforward in the structure. So when we get to this C and G measure, just watch the fingers there, C shape into a G using that 3rd and 4th fingers. D minor there, a measure 7, E7 to the A minor. Excellent. So nice and easy. Start with the melody. You can bring the bass notes in second to that if you're new to this sort of style of playing, but really bringing that thumb in and pinching on those notes when needed on the first beat is kind of straightforward. So then you can move on to the melody and bring that in there. Then we have another pinch and so on. So it's a nice easy structure. There's two chorus variations, and one of those variations is very similar to this actually, so it's a nice basic structure. And as we progress through this arrangement, there are varying levels. So the second variation of the verse is more intricate, still built around a similar idea to what we've just looked at, but bringing in more support from the chord and more arpeggios in our playing. So it does make it more challenging to play as you go through. The third variation takes us up the neck. Very pretty. I really like this one. Different harmony structure, utilizing different notes there, and obviously being up the neck gives us a different tone as well. And the second chorus variation is just an embellishment on the arpeggios found in the chords. So again, just sort of following that melody, but embellishing around it with the supporting arpeggios as we go through. Okay, pickinlessons.com, you'll be able to get yourself a copy of the tab in the members section. We're going to break down the rest of this tune and have a look how to go about it. I'll see you there.